To order. Mr. Kelch. Mr. Kelch. Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the January 2nd meeting? Mr. Kelch, Mr. Windisch. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carried unanimously. Next, we have the report from Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, our unsafe structures report, and the development summary. Are there any questions about those three reports? All right, seeing none, we will receive and file those. And now we are on to two motions that we have in zoning cases. First is ZBA 2024-001, petition of Joshua Turner. Andrew, did you want to? Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion. Sharon. Mr. Kelch, seconded. All right, Andrew.
Thank you. This is a special use request to divide 8 acres from an existing 15.97 acre tract in the A1 Ag Preservation Zoning District. The petitioner proposes to divide the property north-south equally to split the property with his brother. This parcel was previously used residentially. The petitioner knocked down the old house that needed some repairs and intends to build on the northern half of the property at some point in the future. He also intends to reestablish the property as a hobby farm. His hobbies include livestock, gardening, orchards, and utilizing the property as the family has since 1984. There are no objections or consents on file. The 15.97 acre tract consists of ag fields, a former home site, and a garage, barn, and shed are still existing on the property. Each lot does have an existing well, which has been tested and exceed the county's 3 gallons per minute requirements. The property is frontage on North Dogtown Lane, which is a non-primary county highway. The petitioner intends to construct a new single-family dwelling on the northern half, utilizing the existing driveway and access. Should the southern half be developed, the property owner will need to coordinate with the Peoria County Highway Department regarding an access permit. The petitioner's request is consistent with the Peoria County Comprehensive Plan's designation of ag preservation, which notes a strong desire to help agricultural operators preserve the family farm, so preservation must be balanced with reasonable opportunities for new development in these areas by allowing the development of new farmsteads for a younger generation of farming families. Staff recommended approval. The Zoning Board of Appeals recommended approval 6-0.
Are there any questions or comments? All right. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. And our next case is actually a text amendment to Chapter 20, Article 3, Section 3.5, and this is special use permits, wind energy conversion systems, and ground-mounted solar energy equipment. Do I have a motion? Mr. Windisch, Mr. Dillon, Andrew. He did raise his hand. Oh, no, he did raise his hand.
Thank you. This is a text amendment brought forward by the Department of Planning and Zoning, and this is some cleanup language or follow-up language to an amendment or a series of amendments made in 2023. In 2023, Peoria County adopted amendments to our commercial wind energy facilities and commercial solar energy facilities in accordance with regulations passed by the state of Illinois under Public Act 102-1123. This amendment is in response to an additional act passed by the state, Public Act 1030580. It is important to note that the county must adopt these standards within 180 days of the governor's approval in order to retain siting authority locally. We can have lesser restrictions than the state, but we cannot have greater restrictions than the state. This amendment addresses three specific items. The first is salvage value. So in the instance where a development is abandoned or reaches end of life, the developer is required to put down financial security for decommissioning. So if they walk away from this project, the county has the finances in order to remove the project. Previously, we had to subtract salvage value. So the county was in the scrapping or recycling business at that point. This amendment eliminates salvage value from the equation. And so if the project cost $1 million to decommission, the bond or the financial security is for $1 million. There are no subtractions any longer for salvage value. So we think this is a very positive amendment. The second item is in regards to a farmland drainage plan, and this plan is filed with commercial wind or solar projects. It will outline how surface and subsurface drainage of farmland will be restored during and following construction or deconstruction of the facility. The developers will work with any drainage district. So in this case, the Peoria County Soil and Water District will have some information that can assist. The third item is the vegetative management plan. This plan documents how solar developments, not wind, just solar, plant, establish, and maintain vegetation for the life of the project. This plan actually was already required, but this amendment clarifies that the plan filed with the county must also meet the requirements of the Illinois Department of Agriculture. So I'm happy to entertain questions on the amendments.
Questions? All right, seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, we have a resolution, bid award for replacement, for roof replacements for income qualified residents of 61605 zip code in the unincorporated area of Peoria County. Do I have a motion? Member Williams? A second? Member Windish, coming in strong. Are there questions, or Andrew, would you like to explain?
Sure. So Peoria County Planning and Zoning is working in conjunction with the Peoria City County Health Department to expend some funding they received from the Natural Resources Defense Council in regards to the Edwards settlement. So when the Edwards plant closed or geared up for closing, the health department received some settlement funds for health and public safety. So they partnered with us, asked us to kind of see what we could do, and we established a roof replacement program in the unincorporated portion of Peoria County 61605. So west of Laramie, south of Lincoln, kind of buffered on the west side by the Kickapoo Creek. Staff went door to door in some cases, conducted a couple mailings, and looked for residents that needed roof replacements. This is the bids for that. So we had 5 qualified properties, and we put that out to bid. 26 vendors received the documents. Unfortunately, we only received 2 responses to those bids. One of those responses did need to be thrown out because they could not meet some of the requirements of the bid language. So accordingly, we would like to recommend the bid be awarded to J&F Chatello Construction of Dyer, Indiana, for the 5 properties outlined in the bid report at a bid price of $60,066. Absolutely. So each month, under informational items, you receive an unsafe residential structures report. Peoria County Planning and Zoning solicited some funding through the Illinois Housing Development Authority, their Strong Communities program. This is actually the second phase of that program in which we've received funding. And so we are moving forward with the demolition of 8 abandoned, unsafe residential structures. These are scattered throughout the county. In this case, 31 vendors received a copy of this notice. 2 vendors responded, and we are proposing, based on those bids, to award 4 properties to Jimax Corporation of Peoria and 4 properties to River City Demolition of Peoria. The bid totals do not include asbestos remediation. As part of the project, the properties will have to be tested, and then in the event there is asbestos present, it will need to be remediated. We do have sufficient funding set aside for a change order for that in the event that we need it.
Are there any questions?
Jimax has a total of $53,292.81. River City Demolition has a total of $70,500. And again, those will cover 4 properties each.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Other questions? Well, I would just say we have a lot more unsafe structures than we have funds to demolish them. So I'm really glad we'll be getting these done. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Is there any public comment? I would like to, under miscellaneous, ask Andrew again to check, have we had any complaints about the Airbnbs that we have permitted?
No, we have not.
Thank you. Thank you. Miscellaneous. Member Kelch, do you have any miscellaneous? Member Windish? Member Williams?
Have we started working on the comprehensive land use plan?
So we have started working with the Tri-County Regional Planning Commission, who is applying for funding in order to move forward with that plan. So at this point, we have not actually began the plan, but we have began the path towards funding of the plan. You're welcome.
Chairman Dillon. All right, meeting is adjourned.